Hello everyone, I'm the Gaming Beaver, and with Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World's newest movie just around the corner, we're gonna try and answer one simple question. And that is, will Rexy die in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Now, disclaimer, I don't work for Universal or have anything to do with the production of the Jurassic franchise, and therefore everything that I'm going to say is going to be my own personal opinion, and even if I did work for Universal, I'd probably be under some non-disclosure agreement, which means I wouldn't be able to make this video at all. And with that said, let's get on with the question. So I think it's important to go over the history of our classic Rexy, making her first debut, of course, in the first movie. One of the most memorable scenes from that movie as she bursts out of the fence and roars between the two Ford Explorers. And from then on, she was pretty much concreted into cinema history. This scene still being one of the most believable CGI scenes, I think, in cinema. And still holds up to this day, due to the environment and the lighting effects, hiding any flaws that are kind of now visible in that Brachiosaurus scene that could have been visible in this one, but were covered up by the dark atmosphere and rain and lightning everywhere. Still gotta admit, that scene where it walks in front of the headlights there, that kind of shows how good that CGI was back then. Oh, it looks beautiful. She, of course, makes a little bit of a return to chase the Jeep, but really her big return is the climax of the movie, saving Alan, Ellie, Lex, and Tim from the Raptor pack. Originally, Steven Spielberg had in mind a different ending for this movie, having the humans face off against the raptors and each raptor kind of meeting its end, with the fossils falling on them in different ways. But last minute, Steven Spielberg had a change of heart, feeling that he really needed that T-Rex to make a return. Seeing some of the early CGI testing footage, he realized that Rexy had to make a comeback for the finale, but not in the way that you'd expect. Now, supposedly, when the T-Rex jumps in and saves Alan Grant from the pouncing raptor, the music that plays in the final version is the triumphant bum 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 ba da da. But if you listen to the original soundtrack that has that theme of the raptor taking delicate footsteps ready to pounce, the rest of the music piece actually goes like this. Making the T-Rex's entrance far more frightening, almost out of the frying pan and into the fire situation. And that single switch in music turned Rexy from a cold killer to an immortalized, scaly legend. But can you really imagine Jurassic Park without the T-Rex finale? It would have been a different movie and would have completely left on a different note. So that was a good choice from little Steven boy. And would you believe that would actually be Rexy's last appearance in the entire trilogy? Crazy when you actually come to think about it. Each of the Jurassic Park movies try to highlight a different large theropod dinosaur. The Lost World, of course, showcasing the female T-Rex and the bull T-Rex, which would later on cause havoc when it reached the mainland. And in Jurassic Park 3, we had the introduction of the Spinosaurus, which in the end, no matter how many Spinosaur fanboys try to defend it, turned out to be a product of necessity. The director just needing some sort of dinosaur that could take on T-Rex. And Jack Horner, being along with the production, pitched the idea of Spinosaurus, and later he even admitted at the time they knew that Spinosaurus fed on fish, making it practically impossible for it to take on the T-Rex that it did in Jurassic Park 3.
I did get to introduce Spinosaurus into Jurassic Park 3. We knew at the time that it was a fish eater, but we wanted a dinosaur big enough to kill T-Rex realistically. Obviously, it couldn't really do that because it ate fish.
So over the entire franchise, up to Jurassic World anyway, we never had any reoccurring dinosaurs whatsoever. Until, of course, Jurassic World was made. And Rexy was the only one really to make a comeback. That we know of. I mean, there could have been other dinosaurs that were there from the original, but Rexy's the only confirmed one anyway. And this was 20 years on, which is why Rexy looks a little bit different and maybe older and a little bit more feeble than she did in Jurassic Park, back when she was in her prime. However, the Rexy version we see in Fallen Kingdom seems to look more like the iconic T-Rex from Jurassic Park. You know, the one she actually is. So whether that was the designers going, wait, actually, we should probably make it a little bit more like it, or whether she's healthier now that she's taking on other dinosaurs, who knows? Golly knows. So at this point in the franchise, Rexy is getting on. She's quite the old girl at the moment. She's fought a whole, or at least two raptors, the ones from Jurassic Park, and even taken on Indominus Rex in the finale of Jurassic World, leaving her a little bit worse for wear. And let's not forget that there's a 20-year gap between the events of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. It's unclear exactly when Rexy was born, but it's been speculated about 1989 to 1990, and the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom take place in 2019, which puts Rexy at about a graceful 29 years old. And supposedly the best specimen that's ever been found of a T-Rex was approximated to have been 29 years old, which means that our poor Rexy is reaching the end of her life, or at least to what we can best speculate to anyway. Even though somehow in the trailer for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom she still musters up the energy to take on a Carnotaurus. So is she really getting on? I think that's really up for debate. And as far as we know, this takes place before she's captured in that sort of cage container that's very similar to the one the bull T-Rex was captured in the Lost World. So back to that question. Will Rexy die in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? And as of now, we have really no answer or hint towards anything like that. As far as we know, the climax of Fallen Kingdom revolves around Indoraptors running about in Lockwood's mansion, causing havoc, and Chris Pratt and the rest of the gang trying to survive and maybe take them out? It could be possible that T-Rex is there. A lot of people have suggested that it's maybe Blue that might die, and maybe Blue sacrifices herself taking on the Indoraptors. It could also be possible that maybe we go to the grounds of the Lockwood estate and there's where the finale is, maybe joined with T-Rex. But it's quite clear at this point that you can't just axe off Rexy. Or at least in a similar manner as the way you axed off Charlie or the rest of the raptors. Instantaneously and without any emotion. Rexy's death, I think we can all agree, needs to be handled with utmost delicacy. She's been with us from the start. Some people have suggested that if Rexy was to die, it should be handled in a similar way to the 1998 Godzilla movie. After a climactic battle event, she lies resting on the floor, the other characters surrounding her, acknowledging her sacrifice, and as she lays there drawing her final breaths, she is now able to rest in peace. For me, this would be a much better fitting than just axing her off, letting her go on her own terms, choosing to save maybe Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard for the final time, a true heroic death for such a magnificent beast. But again, that's just me. I don't know, maybe some of you guys wanted to go off in a brutal fashion. I'm pretty sure maybe nobody would actually like that, and they've already tried something like this in the past. If we bring up Jurassic Park 3, they really wanted to hammer home how dangerous this Spinosaurus really was, and the only way to do so was to take out the biggest and most dangerous dinosaur that us as the audience knew of the Jurassic Park franchise, and that was the T-Rex. And that caused a lot of outrage with the hardcore fans, and also raised a whole generation of Spino fanboys. It seemed like for a while either people really hated that scene or loved it for how badass it made the Spinosaurus look. So guys, that's gonna have to wrap up the video. Let me know what your thoughts are on this whole question. Should Rexy die in the movie? And if she doesn't die, it's already been confirmed that there's gonna be another one after Fallen Kingdom, making this a whole new trilogy. And that's a minimum. There could be even more. You can bet your butt that they're gonna milk it for everything it's worth. I really do believe that Rexy cannot keep on going with these movies. She's old enough as it is, and as much as I would like her to, all good things have to come to an end. Take for example, The Office. You have the UK version, which lasted for like 2 seasons, left you wanting more, and then you have the American Office. Arguably even better than the UK version, but it went on for God knows how many seasons, and by the end you were just like, oh, just end it already. And I know I'm comparing a TV series to a movie franchise, and they are completely different, but the same rule applies. And that's something I don't want to see with Rexy. I don't want to see her dragged along for like 2 or 3 more movies just because she's Rexy and she has star power. She needs to go out when the time's right. Whether that's Fallen Kingdom, who knows? As much as I want to see Rexy keep on going, all good things have to come to an end. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more speculation videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, which lets me know that you want to see more. And with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom inching ever closer day by day, I'm getting more excited, and I hope you guys are too. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.